Since the beginning of Hollywood, we have always tended to gravitate towards child stars. I mean, why not? They're adorable and insanely talented. And every era of entertainment has their own golden children, such as Shirley Temple or all the kids in the Goonies. But there's one child star from our era that has a particularly fond place in my heart. See, she wooed audiences across the nation with her spunky personality, funny antics, and colorful family. Yes, I'm talking about no other than Alana Thompson, more commonly known as Honey Boo Boo Child. I don't know what it was, but watching her guzzle go-go juice on Toddlers and Tiaras just really did a number to me. And while Toddlers and Tiaras gave us the goddess that is Honey Boo Boo Child, it had a much darker side to it too. See, the show gave viewers a glimpse into the pageant industry. And while it focused on child pageants, a lot of the elements can be transferred onto larger pageants such as Miss Great Britain, Miss USA, and Miss Universe. Hi, my name is Annika, and today I'm going to be talking about the negative effects that pageants have on both their contestants and on their viewers. In an academic essay titled The Miss America Pageant, Pluralism, Femininity, and Cinderella All in One, Elwood Watson tried to define the limits of the pageant by saying, the enduring popularity of the Miss America pageant over the course of its 79-year history supports the contention that the pageant reflects the values and beliefs of the greater American society, particularly on its view of women. So essentially, this pageant was created to show what the perfect American woman looks like at each era. And here are some pictures that show how it's changed. So here's starting in the 50s, and it goes to the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and here's in 2015. And as you can see, the standards on the average American woman have changed a lot since the pageant first started. See, different body types are valued, and different appearances and facial features are valued, and also just the style of dresses and clothes have changed a lot too. And so this pageant is supposed to be something dynamic that shifts along with the women, and it's supposed to say that it values different women at different parts of time. But one of the biggest criticisms that pageants like these have received is that they're judging only on beauty. So they added components such as talents and personality and kind of judging their knowledge. But this is actually a lot more harmful than helpful, because what it's doing is it's judging women on multiple aspects of who they are, but a very shallow multiple aspects of who they are. So these women are told that they aren't good enough, not just based on their beauty, but also based on their brains and their minds and on who they are as a person. Essentially what these pageants are doing is they're creating an extremely narrow concept of what a woman is supposed to be. And it's very obvious that there's an extreme lack of diversity in body types in these pageants. And actually, Gemma Simmons, the events and operations manager for Miss Great Britain, stated that the slow progression in their diversity is due to the lack of diversity in their applications, rather than their actual final winners. But this raises the question of, are women with diverse body types actually encouraged to enter these pageants? Because they know that they don't fit into the extremely narrow concept that these pageants create for what women should be, and they won't excel in the pageant atmosphere. Essentially, these pageants are just extremely damaging because they tell women the way that they're supposed to be, when women are very diverse and are very different from each other. And perhaps one of the biggest problems that it arises is health issues in the participants. In a study conducted in 2011, they surveyed 131 contestants of Miss Great Britain. The average age of these women were around the age of 26. And of the women surveyed, almost half, at 48.6%, had an eating disorder in some sort of way, because they're being pressured to conform to this tiny sense that the pageants place on women as a whole. But also, what are these pageants doing to the women who are watching in the audiences? Here I have a graphic that shows the average, so the gray line is the average BMI of the American women over time, and then these colors are the BMI of the winner of the Miss Universe pageant in that year. And so as we can see over time, the BMI of the average American woman has steadily increased, while the BMI of the winner of the Miss Universe has been decreasing. And 1990 was the pivotal year, because in that year, that's when the BMI of the average American woman dipped into the overweight category, while the BMI of the Miss America winner went into the underweight category. And so we can see that this has just an extremely negative impact on us as viewers, because it's telling us that the pageants are starting to reflect less and less of the average woman, and instead are starting to reflect more and more of a superhuman or supermodels and women that it's impossible to look like. And pageants are becoming less and less of a big focal point for our generation, but there are still things that we compare ourselves to, such as Instagram influencers, people on TV, or even the Victoria's Secret fashion show. See, in a study conducted in 2013, They went through and analyzed the tweets of women after watching the 2011 Victoria's Secret fashion show. Of all these tweets, over 90% of them had some form to do with the woman negatively talking about her body in comparison to a body of a Victoria's Secret supermodel. Some of these tweets say, "Why did I even turn on the TV? Why did I even? Okay, great, I'm crying. Crying burns calories, right?" Or, "Victoria's Secret fashion show literally makes me want to cry. How are their bodies so perfect?" See, pageants and fashion shows and stuff like this is creating an extremely negative image for us to compare ourselves to. So today, we talked about the negative impacts that pageants have both on their contestants and on their viewers, because it limits the views of what a woman should look like, it creates patterns of lack of self-esteem and eating disorders, and it creates even more discontent and insecurity in the women watching. So, honey boo boo, if you're watching, this speech goes out to you. You are an insane queen, and you made it through the industry basically unscathed. And for the rest of us, if you can't look like my queen, honey boo boo, rest assured knowing that even though these pageants don't reflect who we are, you are seen, and you are a wonderful woman, even if you don't look like the contestants on Miss Universe.